welcome back to our class. Sorry that you can't be here with us eating burritos. But, you know, you just got to move to Reading. So, we're going to start out with Crow Time. So tell me what happened last week that was fantastic. What did you do? What happened this last week? So just whenever you're ready, somebody tell me.
I had a party with 4 girls from work, and they all bought something, except for one girl. She's like, I already bought a ton of stuff for Macy's, and I kind of glared at her.
You know they can take it back. Let them know that they, those high-end stores, they can take it back.
I think it was a couple months ago.
Even I think the rule is if it's not more than half used or something. So I always recommend that to them. My mom, I had to facial her 2 or 3 times before she finally was like, okay, I'm all into this Mary Kay thing. If you hear somebody chewing or laughing on the video, it's just Emily eating her burrito. And the whole screen going like this. So my mom ended up taking her Estee Lauder back to Gottschalk's, and they gave her store credit for some of the things I think that were even more than half used.
It's just shaking.
And so,
sorry guys.
You know, I mean, that was, yeah, it's a nice option for people. So I want you to tell them though how that party happened.
It was kind of a last minute. Me and my friends were standing at work, and she's like, are you off tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, I'm off tomorrow. And she's like, me too, let's have a party like you were talking about, a Mary Kay party. And I'm like, okay.
So opening her mouth, talking about it ahead of time, now her friend's like, hey, we've got it, let's do it. Mm-hmm. So perfect, last minute, it's so fun. Mm-hmm. And you sold what, $258?
Yeah.
Not too shabby for your day off, huh? Yeah. It's probably what you would have made working 8 hours.
Probably.
Or less.
Way less.
Yeah. All right, awesome. What else? Who's got crows?
I had 2 people sign up last week.
Woo!
So I did the sharing appointments with them here at our training, and they took a couple days and turned around and signed up the following day. So it was really exciting.
Yeah, and I'm super excited about that because it just goes to show bringing people here shows them what we're doing, that there's support and that there's training. And both of the girls took a couple days after that, but they both signed up, and those are the ones that are on their way for new consultant training right now. So your first 2 legitimate consultants, we won't count the first one. And so, yeah, exciting. And both of them are excited and ready to work. So great. Awesome. What else?
Gina, you did your first party on your own.
Yeah. That's a big milestone, getting out there and doing it on your own.
It was a long one, but it was good though.
Well, and, you know, you double booked, which is awesome. Now, don't do it on a meeting night, maybe.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's how dovetailing works. So you had 2 parties. They both held fantastic, which means you coached them well. Okay? And the one that we did here was like, what,
350?
Well, I had almost, I guess 350, 360, something, between a couple girls. And then the one you had there was what, 30? 35. So between the 2 of them, you got your practice, you got your experience, and you made your money. So that's awesome. And what, 9 faces total? Mm-hmm. Not bad for 2 to 3 hours, right? Awesome. Great. Crow. Something. Anything that you did that was progress for you this last week?
Well, not really progress. I learned that I need to make sure they know more about postage things.
Okay. So learning to coach better. Awesome. And then also you have a girl that's working on earning her starter kit.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody who came to a sharing appointment and a skincare class here, right? Okay. And she's what, 5 items in?
Yeah.
Okay. So hey, yeah, that's a start. That's something. So and she's gonna come back today. So layering people, getting back in front of them, fantastic. Marissa, what did you do last week?
I was sick for a week.
But did you see any faces?
No.
No. Okay. So those faces you put on the were
I
from
thought
before.
that it'd be kind of bad. Like, it wasn't just a regular sick, like I had to go into the doctor and like
Yeah.
take a bunch of medicine. I went in there to the doctors twice actually, so
Okay.
I just
So you're well.
Yeah, I'm better now.
Yay! And you brought burritos.
Yeah.
Yay!
So I just stayed at home and got better so that I could work again.
Fantastic. Well,
So that's actually all I did.
glad to have you back.
Yay,
Awesome.
me too.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so that's Crow Time. I have a few announcements to make, which I will do first before I start handing y'all things. Who saw my Facebook post last night? The really long one in our Amber's Queen Bees and Emily's Lipstick Ladies. 1, 2. No.
Really long?
Pretty long, yeah. So it was all, it's the challenges for July and the upcoming dates. I just posted it last night. I've mentioned all of those things in this class, and I haven't said them to the entire unit, but I feel like even the challenges that are here can be for the entire unit, and so they can benefit. You know, the ones that are here are the ones that are like really nailing it in with their business, but that doesn't mean that somebody who can't come or whatever can't also participate in those. So the placing that 600 wholesale order, getting that Mary Kay tumbler. Can you see it on the video? Woohoo! So that ends July 31st. So make sure, I know a few of you are really close to that, and you're working on getting that too. So make sure, and you'll get it, right? Yeah. Make sure that you are tracking that. You got about a week left, right? Exactly a week. Okay, so, and then also, remember the booking challenge that we did the very first day that we were here?
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about the $100 gift basket for anybody who booked with you, as, you know, everybody getting into a drawing. Well, we've kind of let that fall, and we haven't said much about it, but we're still doing it. You told your girls you're doing it, we're doing it. Emily and I are putting together the basket for y'all. Y'all, you're having to stop every time I say that now. And it is on August 3rd, so it's the Monday that we get back. It's the first Monday of the month, so that's a food night. We always have, you know, potluck type of a food event that night. So what I've changed it to a little bit is anybody that you facial, okay? So whether it's a facial or a hostess or any of her guests, everybody can be entered into that drawing, but remember what the rules are? They must be present to win, okay? So they have to be here August 3rd. So don't facial a bunch of people and then neglect to tell them that they have to be here August 3rd.
If some of the facials that we did are now consultants, are they still in the drawing?
They are in the drawing. Yes, absolutely. And so it's going to be a really fun night, so I wanted to make an announcement about that as well. First of all, this next Monday, Emily and I are out of town. We're at seminar, and so we are going to be scouting out some fantabulous prizes for you all for the Booking Blitz Monday night. So you get a participation prize for showing up. Don't forget to, I'm sure that you guys all know this, but when you come to the meeting Monday night, this is the only thing that I charge for. $5 every Monday night or $15 for the month. I don't track you on that. Please make sure that you guys are doing that. It's the only thing that kind of helps cover this place, okay? So, but Monday night, participation prize. You are here, you are making phone calls, you get a prize, okay? And then there will be prizes for other things like the most calls made, the most bookings, the most sharing appointments booked, the most no's. So there's even like, congratulations, the most people told you no.
The most not answered.
Not, well, that would go within the most phone calls probably, you know. But come and be and do it. And we're going to be talking a lot about booking today so that you have the tools under your belt to know how to make those booking calls. And then it's really fun to do it together because you guys can kind of spread out. And then we'll have a place for you guys to come up and make a tally mark every time you book one. And we'll talk about that later. But be here Monday night because we will not, and I want you guys to have that camaraderie together. Okay? So that's this Monday. Next Monday, August 3rd is, yeah.
How do we get in if you guys won't be here?
Kimberly will have a key.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Sorry, that's in the works. You didn't know that though. What else was I going to say? Oh, August 3rd. So I'm really, really excited about August 3rd because we are doing pajama party. Okay? So if you didn't read that yet, pajama party, cozy. I wrote cozy. In other words, modest. Don't come in your skimpy little whatever you wear or don't wear. But yeah, come in cozy pajamas. Look cute. I don't care if you're wearing a ton of makeup or not. We're doing nighttime facials. Okay? So there will be no foundation. We can match foundation just, you know, if they want a foundation, obviously they can go home with that foundation. Just telling them what color they're going to be. But we'll be doing everything for the nighttime routine on the face so they can go home and go to bed. So this is kind of a really fun way, bringing all those facials that you've done through the month, bringing them back here for something different. We'll be doing the drawing. As far as the food, bring like snacky finger foods. Think of like slumber party snack foods, okay? So it's that potluck. And then I have a girlfriend who's in Damsel in Defense, which is another direct selling company that deals with really cute protection stuff, like mace and stun guns and stuff like that. Right, so do I. I actually did a trade with a consultant a while back for Mary Kay products for her products. So you can trade your stuff, which is really fun. You can trade for hair and nails. There's all sorts of fun things you can do with your stuff. But she's going to be coming and doing about a 15 to 20 minute presentation about sort of her products, as well as just kind of what to look out for and how to stay safe as you guys are going to other people's houses sometimes in the evenings, etc. I think that's really valuable. I wouldn't typically bring another direct sales company into our meeting, but I know her sister is a Mary Kay consultant under Jessica Simus, as well as, it's just something good for y'all to know to be protected. So that is that Monday, and then the other things you can read because they're a little bit farther out. Okay, party tracking sheets. You have them. Can you get them out? So the party tracking sheet is the one that we did last week. We talked a little bit about it before. It looks like this. So you guys should be filling these out with everything you're doing. If you will, well, you don't really need to make a line because you have dates on there. But if you want to make a line so that you know everything you do after whatever's on there right now goes on to this next week, so tracking your faces, etc. I want to go through and see, do you guys have your goal sheets, your pink boot camp commitment form that we did at the very beginning? Do you have that with you? I love you guys all have these binders, your brain books. So before we get too far into this pink boot camp, I want to go over some numbers with you. I think we may have done this a little bit before, but I want you to look at what your goal was for that class. Now that was for probably the middle of September when we did it. Now we know that we're going through the end of September, but the goal should still be about the same. So really quick, tell me what your goal was.
To be a star consultant and running all the prizes and being red.
Star consultant, all the prizes, be in red.
Have consistent parties weekly, be in red, and on track. Be able to be on track for my part.
On target for
On
your
target?
goal. Yeah, on target, which means you've got your 5 active and your 5,000 in for the month of September. Yeah.
Be in red jacket, break records, and have consistent parties.
Great.
In my red jacket and get 2 more members.
Great.
I just wrote red jacket with an exclamation mark.
Great. Well, and you weren't here that first day, so red jacket, 6 Flags, that's great. So we talked about how many parties you were going to do consistently a week. Do you remember you talking about the 3 plus 3 plus 3 or the 5 plus 5 plus 5 or whatever? Do you remember what your guys' numbers were? I think everybody was 3 except for you, right? You were 5. Okay? So what I want to do is look at what you did the last 2 or 3 weeks. Okay? If your goal was 3 parties, 3 sharing appointments, and 300 in sales, look back, even just at last week. Okay, we're a couple weeks in. Let's look at last week. Where are you on that scale of where you wanted to be? Okay, so did you do parties last week? No parties?
No.
Did you do sharing appointment?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, right?
And then I sold a little bit, but
You sold 66. Okay,
Yeah.
so some room to grow.
yes.
There, awesome. Kimberly.
Had 2 sharing appointments, and if we go back to a full week, I did the 5-part facials.
5 facials. Okay, so turning those facials into parties and amping up the sharing appointments.
Yes.
And then sales. Do you remember how much? Do you have it written down? How much you had in sales?
Last week was 350.
Okay, so close. We're wanting about 500, right? So amping that and doing more faces, we'll do that too.
I'm
You were
pretty
6,
behind.
so the week
yeah.
before.
No, I didn't do good that week either.
Okay, so and it's not even a matter of I didn't do it, but I just want you guys to see. Here's your goals, and if you're hitting them or not, and what it's going to take to get. Because we say I want to be in red or I want to be at this place, but you have to do the activity for that.
I did do a party, but I didn't make any money out of it.
That's
there was
okay.
6
You're seeing
people
the
at
faces.
it,
Hey, that's
I didn't
great.
get anything out of it. There's one person that wants to do a sharing appointment with me, but
Okay. So make sure to talk to Emily, get that in as soon as you can. Perfect. What did you, now last week you had, now I know the weeks are tricky with the Sunday to Saturday or stuff. Okay. So again,
Just did bookings.
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 Okay, great.
I had one party
hmm
with 4 faces in it, and I made about $258.
Okay, so you're almost, and that's, you guys, if you hit the party goal, you should really annihilate the money goal. Because 300 in sales from 3 parties is kind of a joke. I mean, if you're hitting that, fantastic, but most likely you'll be doing more than that. So, so sales goal, fantastic. We need to just get more parties in there. Okay, so does that kind of resonate at all? Saying, oh, you need to amp up what you're doing a little bit. Okay, so I think I've gone through numbers with most of you. Who's heard the numbers in Mary Kay? How you get to where you want to be? Some a little. Okay, I'm going to go over them again real quick, and then I'm going to do one other thing, and we'll go into our booking class. So, if you want to hold 3 parties a week, okay, how many are you going to book?
9.
Kimberly says 9. Now, if you talk to any other Mary Kay consultant outside of Reading, they'll probably tell you 6. Okay, we say book twice as many as you want to hold, but it depends on where you live and where you're getting your leads from. If they're booth referrals, they're more likely to hold. If they're, you know, fabulous sheet referrals, they might not hold as well. Whatever. So I like to book 3 times as many as I want to hold. Okay, so if I book 9 parties, then 3 are going to hold. Okay, so how many hours of phone calls should you make per party that you want to hold? 1 hour per party. You should be able to book 2 to 3 parties per hour, okay? Which means you're going to need 20 or more leads to call in that hour. That's about how many you can call. You should book at least 2, hopefully 3 or more in that hour, okay? So you're going to make 1 hour of booking calls per party that you want to hold. Okay, so you should be scheduling that into your date book. Now, if you don't have the leads, you need to be getting those leads. Okay, because you can't make 3 hours of booking calls if you don't have 60 leads. Okay, so 1 in 10, we'll say, about is going to book. Probably more than that. Okay, but that's just phone calls. That's not who's picking up. That's just making the phone call, so doing the work. If you have, well, how much is an average party in sales?
200.
200, okay? That should be your average. Now you'll have ones that are 400 or 500 or 600, and you'll have some that are 0. And if you're brand new, don't expect them to be 200 every time right away, because you're brand new. You don't know what you're doing yet. Maybe you don't have the product to sell. That's really difficult. Your averages will go down, okay? Or maybe, you know, you're just still learning and getting the hang of it. If you haven't done 5 parties in 2 weeks, which is called a perfect start, then you're not trained yet. Okay, so do 5 parties with at least 3 people there in a 2-week time period. That's called your perfect start. That's one of the things that you're getting a prize for in this class. Okay, so if you haven't done that, then you haven't done it enough times repetitively in a short amount of time to where you should feel really comfortable with it. Okay, so your average party should be about $200 in sales. For that 3 plus 3 plus 3, we're just talking $100 in sales. Okay, so if you're doing that 200, you're doing better than what we're asking for that 3 plus 3 plus 3. What's an average party group of people? How many people should be average at a party? You should average about 4, because 3 to 6 is generally what you want. Okay, so your average number should be about 4. What are the numbers for sharing appointments? How many people do you share the business opportunity with versus how many of those are going to sign up?
4.
1 in 4. Okay, I've heard 1 in 5. Emily's and my numbers are probably a little bit more like 1 in 3 or 2 sometimes, you know. Kimberly this last week was 2 for 2, which means if your next 6 sharing appointments don't sign up, you can't complain. Okay, but what happens to a lot of people is they'll do 5, 6, or 7 sharing appointments and nobody signs up, and they go, oh, this doesn't work. And then if they would have just done a few more, all 3 of those would have signed up. You know what I mean? So put those numbers into your statistics. If you're not doing 4 sharing appointments a week, don't expect a team member a week. Okay? It's really not that hard. You have to offer an incentive something to get them there. If it's, what do they want? Do they want a free product? Do they want 50% off a product? Do they want, you know, free lunch? Do they want coffee? Do they want whatever? What is it going to take to get them there? And let them off the hook right away. It probably won't be for you. It might never be for you. But I'm in a challenge. I have to have my three a week. And I just, you know, you're so amazing. I think that it would be fun to spend 30 minutes with you. Could you come help me out? Okay. So make sure you're getting those. That 3 plus 3 plus 3. At least 12 sharing appointments a month. Okay. At least 12 parties a month. And at least 1,200 in sales. That will give you your 600 wholesale order. That will keep you on track for Star Consultant. That will also give you everything you need to be Red Jacket by the end of 1 month of doing that. And then team leader on target for your car the 2nd month, and probably into DIQ the 3rd month. Okay? Sound good? Those numbers make sense? I know I've kind of jumped around with them, but yes, they do. To you? You just, you know? Okay. All right, so a couple things I want to hand out. This is a new fabulous sheet. Feel free to use this. I'll just give you one. Why don't you grab an extra one for your mom and your grandma? This one, Tiffany Stout, who's Carol Anton's daughter, made this one up, and I think it's fun and cute. Make copies at Office Max. 22-cent color copies if you want, or 2-cent black and white copies. You can print them on colored paper. But definitely be doing the referral game every single time. This one's kind of fun because it says, take a photo of your sheet when it's completed, text your friends your after selfie, and tell them about your fabulous consultant. Get $25 in free product when 5 of your friends book and hold their pampering session. This one is not anonymous. You know this?
Yeah.
Okay. So, basically, it is a way, though, to have them connecting with their friends and saying, hey, I just had a great time, you should totally do this. And then you get to call or text them, and hopefully they have already heard from their friend, and so they know that you're going to be calling or texting them. And then it says even something down here about contacting them on Facebook. Okay? So be real careful with that. It says very specifically that you're going to treat each friend or family member with the utmost respect and care. Okay, you contact them once. If they don't get back to you, you know, you can maybe send a, are you interested or not really thing, and then you leave it alone. Okay, you never want to badger anybody. Okay, this also says a $10 gift card, which is a little bit nice if you're, you know, reaching out to people. It's just that $10 gift card. Okay, do you guys like that? Did you get that? Got the extras. Okay. All right, so I am going to go into booking later, and we'll probably have, for those of you at home watching this or online, we're going to have you guys watch the booking videos. So the booking script, we'll put that on myqueenbees.com under the What You Want tab. There is now a pink boot camp link there with these documents on it. Okay, so I've actually uploaded new things to my website. Hooray! So this is my booking script. Take one, pass it on. Even if you have it already, you can take another one if you don't have it with you today. So this goes through anonymous referrals, booth or customer appreciation winners, compact tic-tac-toe, or a referral from a friend, which would be like this. That's my mom. New consultant booking, friends or family, or booking old leads. Okay, and then the back of it has the rest of the script. And then this was something that we're going to be working with today, as well as for Monday night for the Booking Blitz, is the bubble sheet. So I can talk a little bit more about that as well. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to leave those for now. Do I talk about the bubble sheet on the other training?
No.
I don't? Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about this bubble sheet. It's pretty self-explanatory. But this is a great way for you to track your calls. Are you out of time? Okay. For you to track your calls. Oh, I see. And for you to see what your booking ratios are. Okay? So when you start making phone calls, you should look at the time that you're starting. You should have your leads in front of you. You should have your date book in front of you with the times that you are available for parties already set up, okay, so that you don't have to be like, well, I think maybe this day. Let me check my schedule. You're the doctor's office. You better know your schedule. Have it all written down. Be ready when you're sitting down to make your phone calls. Your leads, your date book with a pencil, not a pen, because things change. Okay. Your charged cell phone and your bubble sheet. Okay. So you're gonna figure out. Okay, I'm starting right here at this time, and even right at the top of the page, and give yourself however long you have, whether it's an hour or whatever, or even see how long it takes you to go through this page. I believe there's 56 on here. 56 phone calls. So how many hours should that take you? Maximum.
2.
3. If we do about 20 calls an hour, maximum should be 3 hours. Okay, so that 60 would be 3 hours. Again, maximum. You could probably get through this in 2 to 2.5, depending on how many people are picking up. If you're booking a lot, it's going to take you a little bit longer. That's totally okay, because you're booking a lot. Okay, so figure out what time you start. You're going to put a slash when you've left them a message. Do we leave everybody messages? No. Okay, if it's not an anonymous referral, then maybe you can leave a message. We have a little thing where we're leaving a message and then you're sending a text right away that says, hey, is this so-and-so? And then when they respond yes, say, this is Amber with Mary Kay. I got your number from whoever. If it's not anonymous, did you get my voicemail? And then they go listen to it and you can continue booking from there. Okay? So if you've left a message, put a slash. Make an X mark when you've spoken to the person. Whether they've said yes or no, you've spoken to them. Obviously, if they say yes, you're going to do this final one where you fill it all the way in and you get a date for your booking. But maybe they say, oh, I'm driving. Can you call me back later? You can do what you can with that, but there's not a whole lot you can do. You can't be like, no, I'm not going to call you back, or you're not, whatever. You're going to have to deal with that later. So put an X through that one. Or if they say no thank you or whatever, if they hang up on you, that happens too. Grow thick skin. Put an X through it. Okay, so you know how many people are picking up, how many of those people that are picking up are you booking, and how many phone calls are you making, and how much time is it taking you to do it. Okay, can you imagine if you did one of those a day? Your business would be booming if you did one of these a day. Now you need at least 60 leads to be doing one of these a day. Who's here? Come in.
Fun stuff.
Hi.
I'm with Amber.
You're with what?
Amber, I'm with
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Amber. I'm with Modern Plumbing. Are you recording
Awesome.
me?
I so totally
Sorry.
need this. Okay, pause. The plumber's here.
Yeah.
It doesn't pause.
Oh, well, just go ahead and turn it off and we'll